Hello, this is Chiak. We are back again with Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, it was a nightmare trying to get the save to just this point after the last set, but I'm here, finally. So, we got the guy locked up in there. Well, sleeping in there at least. I don't believe there's anything we can look at until we hit another snag. There should be a guard.
Another guard. This place is full of them. I cannot risk a confrontation. He'll see me coming and I'll lose the element of surprise. I'll need to find a way to trap him.
Okay, and oh look, it happens to face us right in front of the freak shows. So, I almost said the fun house, but it is a freak show.
Be careful of those boxes. They are balanced, one on top of the other. It would take very little to knock them over. They must have exhibited those poor wretches in these cages and presented them as being dangerous. Bearded lady.
Okay, he sounds so... He's like, what? Why would someone have this? Yes, there we go, I finally got that achievement.
I wonder what this machinery is used for. A rail system is fixed to the ceiling, and a hook is hanging from it. It must be used for moving heavy and bulky objects.
Okay, so we're just going to back away from that. There's a lot to look at, but everything we need is in
This
this
large,
room.
empty aquarium held the fair's main attraction.
A mermaid.
The mermaid, Poseidon's daughter.
Okay, looks like, yeah, it looks like we can head up this way.
I suppose it was on this small stage that the monsters were presented to the public. Ah, here's something interesting. Hans's diary.
Okay, so here's some reading. Monday 8th, Moriarty is behind schedule. I've been waiting for 2 days now for the materials I need for my research to be delivered. He will have to get a move on if he wants me to take over the work he has started. My patience has its limits. I have filled in my time by reorganizing this place, an old fair sideshow exhibiting monsters. I don't know if Moriarty is aware of the irony of the situation. To calm my impatience, they brought me a subject at the end of the morning, a dirty old tramp in good health. He will do. I'm going to test the last evolution of Moriarty's poison on him. Night has fallen and the test is finished. We had to kill the subject. His continuous roaring annoyed the boss. I can understand now why he needs my genius to help him advance in his research. The subject was in such a state of murderous madness that he became completely uncontrollable. He didn't even seem to understand the simplest orders. It's a long way from the desired result. Tuesday 9th. The material still hasn't arrived. On a brighter note, I received 2 new subjects, a man in his 50s, thin, hairy, and toothless, and another who is younger but equally repulsive. We should be thanked for cleaning such parasites off the streets. Wednesday 10th. I was woken in the middle of the night by screams and laughter which seemed to be coming from the freak show. 2 of Moriarty's men, completely drunk, had locked the 2 subjects up in the same cage before giving them the bowl of poison. They were amusing themselves by betting on the combat's outcome. I hurried off to warn the boss. We can't waste material this way. I rather liked their expression when they woke up a few hours later in the cages instead of the traps. It must have been the worst hangover of their lives. Thursday 11th. I finally received the material and the ingredients which will allow me to modify Moriarty's poison. The first experiment is going to be very simple. I'm just going to make a few drops of my famous will-annihilating poison and mix them with Moriarty's poison. We will see if this is sufficient to make them obey orders. It's a failure. The subjects didn't even have time to kill each other. They died less than 30 seconds after being given the poison. The effects of the 2 poisons didn't add up as expected. On the other hand, I'll keep the dosage in mind. A poison that fries the brain so quickly cannot be called a failure. Friday 12th. I worked all night to develop the second dosage. This time, I distilled the curare differently to obtain a less powerful derivative. I also modified Moriarty's poison, but he was not very open about its compositions, so I had to improvise. Another failure. The subject did not die immediately, but he was as uncontrollable as the others. The only difference of note is that the wounds and the tissue damage did not get any worse after the poison was taken. That's of no interest. We're not here to treat them. Moriarty insisted in the experiment. He did not say anything and left in silence. He wasn't pleased. Oh, insisted? Assisted in the experiment. Whoops. I think he is starting to get impatient. Saturday 13th. Moriarty is becoming impatient. Okay. That was quick. The idiot doesn't understand anything, and he dares to question my talent. He was the one who came to find me to modify his poison. He'd been trying for weeks without success, and now he wants me to succeed in 2 days. We had an overheated discussion about it, but I finally got him to admit that a chemist has no choice but to bow to the rules of science. It's nature that sets men the rhythm and not the other way around. I tried another dosage. This third test was a semi-failure. This time the subject alternated the bouts of madness with a fall of blood pressure. He went from enraged to comatose in a few seconds. I think we are on the right track. Sunday 14th. Moriarty doesn't want to wait any longer. This morning he openly threatened me. He has given me 2 days to obtain a conclusive result. He gave me to understand that past this deadline I will go from being the researcher to becoming the guinea pig. I am confident enough. I was able to worm the components of his poison out of him, and as I thought, the problem isn't with my creation, it's with his. His idiot apprentice chemist who worked on it made so many mistakes in the dosages that I am amazed that it produces the effects that it does. I've spent more than 10 hours going over the dosages of Moriarty's poison, and I have finally obtained something sufficiently pure to be mixed with my personal composition. A new test subject must be delivered as soon as possible. I can't wait to see the results. I succeeded. The problem wasn't with my poison, but with theirs. It was much too strong. I modified it, and the subject proved to be obedient without losing any of his fury. True, he did eat his own hand, but this time it was because we told him to. It's the first time that I've seen Moriarty smile. We have attained the objective. At any time, Moriarty can poison a large section of London's population. The choice of the Whitechapel area is a natural one. It is there that the greatest number of the starving can be found. So at the given moment, these thousands of ragged soldiers can invade the city and spread chaos such as the British Empire has never known. Nothing will stop their fury. The devastation will last for the time that the boss needs to seize power and place that pathetic clown Woodville on the throne. Then the killing frenzy will stop of its own accord. I programmed poison to last for 48 hours. After that, the subjects will join their victims in the paradise of the flea-ridden. Monday 15th. I am now going to be able to mass-produce this wonderful poison. Moriarty has set his men to cleaning up the warehouse below. It is a perfect place, and it even has an enormous reservoir in the roof. The boss came here in person to pay me part of the money I was promised for my work. I'll have the rest when his plan succeeded. I will soon be incredibly rich. Okay. And we can see here. So there's this one, and then there's this one, which are, I think... Okay, this one is not skipping any puzzles. I never get your limits. Your unexplored possibilities about you. I can't remember what...
What a dreadful diary. That Hans is the only real monster ever to have frequented this attraction.
I can't remember what the brain...
Chemistry material.
What the brain metal entails. And obviously I did not read in Hans's voice because no. No. My friends, as you all know, next week our adventure must come to an end. You also know that I'm no good at speeches, so I'll keep this brief. After all the years spent with you here, I can honestly say that I think of you as my family. I'm going to miss all of you. But before the fair closes, we've got one last week in business, and during this time, I want you all to give the very best of yourselves so that the public will never forget us. So before getting back to work, here is the list of jobs for the week. Roger, clean up the aquarium. Alice, kitchen. Tom, pest control. Martha, responsible for the keys to the place. Keith, Upkeep of the rail and the cages. H. Ferguson. And he's
The bearded lady kept the key to this exhibition. Interesting.
Okay. Oh, right. I believe with that... There is... Is there a certain point? Or do I just need my knife? In the beard? No? Oh, here you go.
Here's what I've been looking for.
I can't remember what this key is for. Oh, hello. Garcelle's a crank. Exactly what we need. Part of a crank.
Thanks to...
It's part of a crank. Okay, never mind. It's part of what we need.
People must have been locked up in here, and they are certain to have been mistreated.
Okay. Then...
The cage is held shut with this bar. It only needs to be pulled away to open it. This cage is still occupied, not by one of the monsters, but by a poor man. He's still alive, but he's barely human now. Moriarty must have tested his poison on this poor fellow. If he was freed, he would leap at the throat of the first person he saw.
Okay.
I could easily open the cage by raising the door, but that poor man would leap on me immediately.
Okay. So, we have part of a crank. Key to the... But we're in the freak show, so what am I opening up here? It's just that.
It is the key to the main entrance door.
Okay. Main entrance door. I know there's something on this side here.
The cage is held shut with this bar. It only needs to be pulled away to open it.
Okay, but we can't do anything with that yet. Okay, here we go. There is something out here. Rope? Rope is good. What else?
The cage
I don't
is
use
held...
rope here. No. Okay.
Another guard. This...
Okay, and so what's the point of me having this key when I can enter into the building? Yes? Oh. Okay, no, I think I remember. Okay. I'm missing something. It's weird. It says part of a crank.
The crank is in place.
What? I thought I tried that
The
already.
hook is above the cage of this poor wretch.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe I just thought part of a crank and I instantly stopped. Like, in my head. Oh.
There. The rope is in place. This way I can open the poor fellow's cage from the outside without taking any risks. The trap is in place. Now I only need to get the guard to go inside the freak show.
Okay. So...
The guard must have been warned. I need to get out of here. The guard is inside. I must close the door quickly.
Okay. So we're just going to run around here. Well, the door's already closed, but let's lock it.
Closed. I must find a way of neutralizing the guard inside.
Yeah, no, we got it. I like how he ponders it as a question. It's a hint for us, but it's like, Sherlock, you already know what plan you're setting up here. You don't need, you don't need to tell yourself this.
No, I can't do...
Wait. Okay.
I'll be leaving you. I'm sure you have a great many things to do.
I can't help but think of that as a bad idea. Jumping. I mean, he's playing under the assumption that his madness is so strong that he won't know to
But what have we got here?
Ah, there you are, Holmes. Did you have any problems?
None, apart from a few small things. What have you found out about this warehouse?
Prince Woodville's soup is loaded and contaminated by hands.
And in the direction of Whitechapel. Watson, in a few hours, Moriarty will have at his disposal a formidable army, more powerful and more terrible than anything that has ever existed.
But what?
The soup is destined for a poverty-stricken, starving population who have been conditioned for months against the ruling powers. Moriarty won't have any trouble in sending thousands of raving mad people to ravage the city, sowing death and destruction. No force would be able to resist them, not the police, not even the army. A perfect army, knowing neither fear nor pity. A tidal wave of humanity which will cover London and will fall away again, leaving a city of desolation behind it.
What horror! And the chaos will only make Moriarty's coup d'etat even easier. But how will he guard himself against this bloodthirsty crowd?
The chaos will only last for the time he needs.
You mean to say?
That these poor wretches will all die. 48 hours after ingesting the soup, according to our good Dr. Shielman. So the victims will be joined by their executioners. An immense mass murder. What Moriarty would call clearing up after work, no doubt. Good. Have you found a way of stopping Hansa's process?
Yes, I think so. If we can weaken the reservoir's feet with the explosives, for example, it'll collapse and take the building down with it.
Good work.
What are you looking at?
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
Never.
Oh, autosave went through. With that, I'm going to have a restart. Well, the first thing though. So apparently, okay, so the brain is not skipping any of the puzzles. I think this is just for completing the game, because there's only five medals that are missable, and that is Blackmailer, Peace Super, which is what I just recently got, and the brain. I said 5, and a very fine loafer, which requires you talking to people in the Whitechapel area the first time through. So I'm going to restart the game, and we will be right back. Alright, so I think first things first, I don't need to look at the Ferris wheel just yet. No, I can't look at this. We're gonna head...
These caravans must be inhabited. Look, there is smoke coming out of one of them.
Okay, so...
This stall is a washroom. I can see water basins inside. The door can be blocked from the outside. Interesting. Apparently, they are more interested in games than in cleanliness. Gallons of vodka.
Okay. Excuse me as I yawn. Oh, wait. Can't... Oh, down the stairs.
This ladder is only held back by a bolt.
Okay, just showing that for something later on. So...
Look, Holmes, the 3 Russian brothers.
With a coal stove and dynamite.
What should we do next, Holmes?
And then the dynamite would be very useful for blowing up the tank.
Good idea. But in order that we can get it, we'll have to get them out of there without their knowing we are here. The best thing to do is to carry on exploring this place, Holmes.
Okay, there's clearly some sort of dialogue missing there. I'm not sure why that happened.
There is no one here, and nothing very interesting.
Okay, can we go inside though? Oh, that's just another ladder, which will come into play much later.
Closed.
Oh, never mind. Which one's open? There's one of these that are open. Sherlock, could you walk down, please? Here we go. Oh, more reading. Comrades, the exploiters are thirsty. They want blood. I have no doubt about it. They never waste an opportunity to place their yokes upon the necks of the working classes. Against us are the revolutionaries, social laws, all the middle class forces, police, army, magistry. I think I'm saying that wrong, but my head is not wrapping around it. Government. But with us, comrades, we have the invincible will of international revolutionaries. Wherever we might, let us strike the imperialist henchmen. Let us return blow for blow. The revolution lives in terror, and by terror, let the people's justice be fulfilled.
An international anarchists manifesto written in several languages.
Okay. Oh.
A metal plate. Very solid. A wanted poster in Russian, with the portraits of the three brothers on it.
Kind of seeing those brothers are quite proud of themselves. And I think that's it, huh? Okay. Alright. So, that we can't check that one yet. So we're gonna head this way. To... None of this stuff matters, so we're just gonna head straight to here. Oh, no, other way. Other way.
This place must have been magnificent.
Shh. Watson, look. On the stage. Prince Woodville.
All right.
And it is with an immense pride that I take possession of the attributes of the crown, and swear in front of you to serve my people with... Gentlemen, who are you? I don't believe I know you.
We...
Not as yet, Your Royal Highness, but I am overjoyed that you are familiar with the crowning ceremony.
Of course. A good king should know it.
That makes my duty so very much easier. Let me introduce myself. My name is Howard Sawbury, and I am in charge of the aforementioned protocol and the master of ceremonial events at Buckingham Palace.
Yes, and I'm Sir John Cannard, in charge of the peacocks in the royal gardens.
Congratulations, Sir John. Excellent imagination.
I am pleased to meet you, gentlemen, but what brings you here?
Do you mean to say that no one has informed you? Have you not been in the city? It is Queen Victoria, of course. She has been dethroned.
Really? So soon? According to my special advisor, Professor Moriarty, that should not take place until a few days from now.
The people have decided otherwise, sir, and now they're calling for their new sovereign, the benevolent, most understanding Prince Woodville.
Ah, gentlemen, you bring me great news. My good people have carried out their duty. I can finally take my rightful place, and happily before the bombs detonated.
Okay.
Actually, sir, we're here to warn you that you are in grave danger.
What do you mean?
Among your close advisors, I regret there are traitors who are already plotting against you. We have reliable information that these terrorists are part of an international anarchist network, and...
Ah, gentlemen, I know who you are talking about. I'm sure you mean the strange gentleman employed by Professor Moriarty. Asians or,
Russians, sir.
Whatever. These men must be stopped before their bombs explode.
They're bombs?
Yes, Sir John. Bombs placed all over London. I was not at all fond of the idea, but Professor Moriarty was quite adamant.
Do you know where these bombs are precisely?
Of course not. But I do know that those anarchists created their exploding devices here.
You must tell us everything that you know about the bombs, sir.
Why should I? You're not a pyrotechnist, are you? I must speak urgently with Professor Moriarty.
I believe it's
Sir,
this one.
we're afraid that the beginning of your reign will be scarred by tragedy.
Whatever do you mean?
I think, however, that it is vital we arrest these terrorists. Tell me where their workshop is, I beg of you, in the name of the British Empire.
In a wooden stall between two tents, next to the Russian caravans.
Very well. We're going to search.
Wait, I demand an explanation. If everyone is plotting against me, how do I know that you are not also party to the plot?
But we...
Bring me Professor Moriarty, Mr. Sawbury, without delay. Sir John will remain here with me.
I should be able to remove the prince without endangering Watson's life.
Okay, and this is probably my favorite,
That is why I prefer to have you here as
my favorite scene upcoming, just because I think it looks hilarious. So we're gonna go around here.
In a somewhat disagreeable situation.
Yes.
Okay, so
But the reasons
There is a label underneath this lever. Magician's Trap Door, middle of the stage. Exactly where the prince is standing. I can't do that.
Okay.
These tangled ropes are holding back the curtains.
Okay, so yeah, it's one of these puzzles. Oh, let's see if I can remember how to do this one. Ooh. Okay, I think this one... Oh, there's literally two right on top of each other. Okay, well that... Okay. This one I need to bring on the inside. There we go.
He's not moving. He appears to have passed out.
But he could come around at any moment and sound the alarm.
Yes, before leaving the theatre, we must make certain that that does not happen.
Not so long ago, those words coming from you would have frozen my blood.
Rest assured, my friend, that Sherlock Holmes no longer exists. Get rid of him now.
I love it. And he's gone.
Hey, presto, it's magic. No more paranoid prince.
Well done, Holmes. Look, Holmes, Prince Woodville lost his ring during the fight.
Okay, so we're gonna go grab that. I love that we took a guy out with this huge curtain and we just get to see him fidget, flounce around. I don't know, flounce, I don't think that's the right word.
We must...
Oh, yeah, I know. No, not Watson. The ring.
There is an enormous diamond in the middle of this ring. I will give it to the police later.
Okay, and I believe they're...
We
yeah.
must...
No, not Watson.
What were these dummies at the front of the stage used for?
The prince put them there to represent his public.
Oh, wrong dummy. Sorry. This one over here is the one we need to look at.
This magician has a leather belt, very solid. There is a small bag attached to it.
Okay. What? No, there's something... Oh, wait. No, wait. There's a small bag attached to the... Nope. There we go. And that's what we need. So, we got ourselves a plate, and we got ourselves magic powder. And I need to get him up the stairs. So we're gonna head back to the anarchist caravan, where they're celebrating. I'm not quite sure actually what they're doing. But we have this, so we're going to put the powder in. Oh, I already have the powder up.
The illusionist smoke powder. Abracadabra.
And then we're going to put the metal plate on top.
Magic powder and a metal plate. The revolutionaries won't resist it. Hide, Watson.
Water! Water!
The way is clear.
Alright, so... Come on, we need to lock them in.
Perfect.
I can hear the chinking of a bottle and talk in Russian. The three brothers are quietly getting drunk. Perfect.
I love that they get locked.
We must hurry, Holmes. Each chime tells us that the preparation of the poisoned soup is advancing.
I'm coming, Watson. I just need to unblock the chimney.
I love that the minute they get locked in, they don't care. They just want to get drunk. So we're gonna get rid of this, and now we can go into the caravan.
This caravan is as disgusting as the first one.
Okay, smoke is
A
clearing,
Russian-English dictionary.
which we can assume we'll need for later.
This piece of art shows the hatred the anarchists feel towards Prince Woodville and everything he represents.
Wire.
Okay, can't remember what that's for, but we need it. Okay, your peddlers of freedom must be placed as soon as possible on the following targets. Okay.
The names of the targets are written in Russian and are unreadable, in my case, that is, and apparently the brothers have made notes before every name. This list has something to do with the dictionary open on the table.
And there is a large fire truck happening outside.
The dynamite shells are empty. A pity.
And this is the...
A small saw. We might need this.
Okay. Oh, wait. Not yet? Not this one? Okay.
Let's see.
So, we need to figure out what the targets are. So we have... Let's go for symbol 1H. So that's the Bank of England. So with this one, really, all you need to do is look at the... besides finding the correct symbol to go with what you're looking for, you can see here. Okay, well this one, House of Commons amongst all of these, because let's put a bomb on the rainbow. That would be awesome. So let's we need C, Scotland Yard right there. And then, what is the symbol? I think this one here? Yeah, that looks about right. Here we go. Buckingham Palace. Makes more sense than British Museum. Alright.
If these bombs explode, then I believe that the realm will be plunged into one of the gravest crises in its history.
What are you going to do with this information, Holmes?
Hand it across to Inspector Lestrade.
How?
By telephoning him. The haunted house is connected to the telephone exchange. I'm going to try to slip in there discreetly.
Shall I accompany you?
You can help me to get in, but while I search for the telephone, you should collect as much information as you can about the bombs. The explosive experts at Scotland Yard will need it.
Understood.
Okay. I think that's for later. What I'm thinking of. So we're gonna head... Alright. So we need to gain entry. So what I believe we need to use the saw that we got and grab these.
This ladder is not too heavy. I can carry it.
Okay. And then there's another ladder here that we're gonna grab.
This ladder is not too heavy. I can carry it.
And that should be it. So, where is here's the exit. I feel like I just took the long way, but, too bad, alright. More to here. So, well, I'll show you what I
Look,
did last.
Holmes, there appears to be some sort of control panel.
With an antenna, whatever its purpose might be.
Let's actually have a look now. So, I believe here's the entrance. I have to go around this way to see what the stuff is.
Look, Holmes.
With an antenna.
Oh, interesting. He just makes note of it right away. Oh. I wasn't aware of that. Because last time I looked at it as Watson. So, go around this. If you go on this other side, this is where the telephone is, right?
A telephone line. It goes to the haunted house. I need to get into the room where the telephone is, but not from the outside. The window must be solidly locked.
Okay, so that tells us, okay, we can't enter through that way, so we're gonna go via this way. We clearly cannot go through the front door.
It seems that this window is more vulnerable than the main door.
I think it is too high. It's protected by bars with a closed window behind it.
Okay, so this is why we grabbed the 2 ladders. So we're gonna put this together. Do we use the wire to tie them up? Okay. So now we got ourselves a large ladder. Let's place it down. Awesome. So we're going to...
I could saw through the bars, being careful to create a passage wide enough.
Okay, yep. There. And then we have a diamond ring, which
No, it is unnecessary.
cut into glass. I'm just trying to remember.
No, it is
A good idea
There you
to
go.
use the diamond in the ring, Holmes.
I remind
Oh.
you of the monkey that stole the necklace, do
Sorry
I?
for cutting you off, Watson. Sorry for cutting you off.
Well done, Holmes.
It's open. It's time for me to go into the beast's lair. Watson, I have no idea how long it will take me to locate the telephone. Use the time to try to get into the stand where the bombs were put together.
I'm on my way. I'll join you later.
And of course, it breaks down. Is it going to autosave? Nope. This actually might be a good place to stop anyway. So, thank you for liking if you like. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for favoriting if you favorited. Thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys. See ya!